Om Sri Maha Periyava Saranam. Once a devotee visited Kanchi Math along with his friend, who was an auditor. They visited the Math for Periyava's darshan while returning from Tirupati. It was Friday and Periyava enquired the devotees about the Abhishekam performed to Lord Balaji. Periyava also enquired the devotee about the bank where he worked. After Periyava's darshan, the devotees waited to get Periyava's permission to return home. As it was 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Periyava asked Sri Kanchi Mama, an attendant, to convey that both the devotees should have their lunch in the Math. The devotees finished their lunch and waited again to get Periyava's permission. Periyava said, "Both of you should wait here. There is a work to be completed by you." The devotees wondered whether they had the capacity to work for Maha Periyava. At that moment, an attendant conveyed to Periyava that a letter had arrived from the Swamy of Srirangam temple. The construction of the Rajagopuram of the Srirangam temple was in progress at that time. Periyava instructed the attendant to read the letter aloud. The letter had details about the construction work of the Rajagopuram and the amount further needed for its completion. As the attendant was reading the letter, Periyava stopped him in the middle, and he said to the devotee, "Now listen, the task that you have to perform will be read out to you." The devotee was blank, since he did not have any idea of the work which was to be allotted to him. The attendant started reading the letter. Swamy had conveyed that donations given by companies for the construction of the Srirangam Rajagopuram should be exempted from income tax. The application to receive this exemption had been sent to the Finance Department, Government of India, and the temple had not yet received the permission letter from the government. Swamy had sought help from Maha Periyava for this purpose. Immediately, Periyava turned towards the devotee and said, "You are in charge of maintaining income tax and accounts in your bank. You are well acquainted with the Chief of Income Tax Department, Government of India in New Delhi. You have to get the permission letter for the temple from the Chief as soon as possible. You will definitely receive blessings for this divine work." In fact, Periyava was capable of completing this task in a wink of his eye, and if Periyava wished, he could get the job completed by the finance minister himself. But it was the devotee's fortune to be blessed with such an opportunity. As instructed by Maha Periyava, the devotee conveyed the matter to Dr. Swamy, who was the chairman of the Central Board of Direct Taxes, Government of India. Dr. Swamy immediately registered the exemption order in the Central Gazette, and the work was completed. The devotee conveyed that he was puzzled by 2 instances. First instance, Periyava had asked the devotee to wait as he had to complete some work. The devotee was puzzled how Periyava had mentioned about the work before receiving the letter from the Swamy of the Srirangam temple. The second instance, Periyava had asked the attendant to stop reading the letter and had conveyed to the devotee that the task to be performed by the devotee would be read out now. The devotee was puzzled as to how Periyava knew the contents of the letter before the attendant had completed his reading. Maha Periyava was a Mahaan who knew the past, present, and future. Was it difficult for the Mahaan to know the contents of a letter? Periyava Saranam. Hara Hara Shankara Jaya Jaya Shankara.